Hello. So, good morning, and we are starting the membership call for today. This is the second Thursday. Okay, so I'm very happy that more people have joined, and it's really nice that the people recognize the value of maintaining an alignment. It's the small steps which lead us finally to the destination. So it's not like one of sporadic. It helps sporadic. Any kind of alignment helps, but the regular alignment that we receive is very important to keep us in a certain groove so that we can build upon the previous work that was done, so that you keep on improving and keep on growing. So the differences that we see as we move on is more appreciable because we are building upon more and more like a firmer base. So it is much more evident, the changes that we see are much quicker then. Okay, so really happy. So I'm welcoming new members this week. Hi to the new members, and before we begin, let's strengthen the new and the older members to be even with each other. So it's like you meet any stranger, even energetically we need to get acclimatized. So the more and more we have the experience of becoming even with change and newness, this happens automatically actually. So we don't have to do it. But for this group here, there is a slight unevenness. 13 different unevenness, and the intensity is not much. It's just like around 50 times. So let's delete those unevenness and make the new members feel really welcome, energetically welcome. So you're one of the family now, and that oneness should show energetically. Okay, so it's no point just saying oneness. We are oneness. Okay, so that was the first thing. Let's move on. Okay, so through the past couple of weeks, I have been monitoring this group and strengthening them. So it's not like just this Thursday and then the fourth Thursday. It's not like that. It's a monitoring that happens throughout for alignment. So it's not about your specific request. Then once you send the request, it's like I start working on them. But in general, even before the requests are sent, it's more like to keep the body, mind, spirit in alignment, and also to be balanced with it. Okay, so this is happening through, and this time, because of these very uncertain times, right? So I've been also monitoring for COVID, strengthening against the, like prevention is better than cure. So we strengthen for um, being strong not to catch the virus, so to speak. And also we strengthened for fear, which is palpable outside. So it's not like we are an island and we can just stay away. Even if, I mean, Singapore is an island, and some of you are from India and some from other countries, but it's not about the physical separation. So though countries are stepping up their what do you say, protection of boundaries and not allowing people to come in and all that, fear has no boundaries. It just kind of spreads like wildfire. So, and fear itself can create complexities, or what do you say, problems within us. So the main job was actually to maintain that calmness within, in spite of the uh, trauma outside. So it's not like we don't care. It's because we care, we become strong and calm within, and then we are in a position to support the people who are in need. So if I'm going to be like, hyperventilating and getting scared and worried and really like losing my own balance, I'm not in a position to help people who are really in need. So this can be avoided. So we it's like putting an oxygen mask for ourselves first, and then helping out even our child, right? So it's the same principle. So that was what was being done all this time. So I would like you all to let me know how you all felt during these couple of weeks about COVID and everything, because there was specific work that was being done for that, and also for the alignment in general. And it was Mother's Day this week. So happy Mother's Day to everyone. Um, Regarding Mother's Day, it's we in this support group we go beyond just wishing, right? So we are going to strengthen the whole group for the feminine energy to be balanced and strong, and not to forget the masculine energy, because when there is one, then there is the other, right? So the masculine energy should also be strong and balanced. And for this group here, I find that the feminine energy is strong now, and the masculine energy, let's see what about it. Okay, the group is getting weak for not having the masculine energy. So once the feminine energy becomes strong, there are certain qualities to the feminine energy, right? So we're not talking about females and males here. I'm just talking about the feminine in all of us. So whether be it a man or a woman, whatever it is, about that feminine. So once the feminine is getting strong, there is a little bit of vulnerability about not being masculine enough. Okay, so because the experience of that wonderful balance that is there between the feminine and the masculine, so when you experience that balance, it's actually a wonderful feeling, um, of both nurturing and getting what you want. It's a balance, right? So it's like you're looking out for the other, but at the same time you get what you want. That's a wonderful balance we all want to be in. So strengthening this group for not bringing in the mind and getting weakened by not being masculine enough. Okay, so masculine enough. So masculine in this context is being connected to acquisitive, or you see, nobody wants to be a fool, like, I'm like, I love everyone and I'm gonna, that's what we relate feminine energy to, right? It's a nurturing creative energy which kind of includes everyone. A mother's energy is like that, right? It looks out for all the children, and she's ready to give up her own interests in the interest of the child. So we kind of misinterpret to say that I'm giving away what I want for others. That's not what the individual wants. Each one of us would want to um, have equal importance for ourselves as well. So just to remove that misinterpretation, because inclusion, or nurturing and being uh, you know uh, win-win, it is win-win. It's not about they or me, it's about all of us. Okay, so that's the idea. So let's get the misinterpretation out of the way about feminine, masculine, and all that. Just get the mind out. It's a natural thing, balance within us. And if the mind doesn't interfere, it's already there. Okay, so mind, and let's see, the spiritual experiences, that is the I keep saying it's the unconscious mind, which has a lot of memories from ancestral experiences, other family members' experiences, whichever has made an impact on us. It gets stored in the unconscious mind. So if I slip into saying spirit, well, that's what I mean. It's unconscious mind. So let's remove the experiences. So this is basically the mind getting engaged in other lifetimes or for ancestors, and then it's passed on to us. So it's still the mind, only it is mind not right now. It's mind from other spaces and times. Okay, so a software problem there. So we debug, we kind of clean up that software and remove any kind of misinterpretations or negative experiences that we've had of the imbalance between feminine and masculine. So done. Okay, so for the group is now coming as strong for both masculine and feminine, and to hit that balance and experience that wonderful energy of being balanced between the feminine and the masculine. It really feels good. If we go one way or the other, it won't feel good actually. So that's wishing happy Mother's Day and happy Father's Day in advance. So getting that balance is great for the group. Okay, and then yeah, so many of you have written back saying that there has been a change and improvement in whatever you had expressed last time. That's wonderful. And even more wonderful, I mean, one thing is you have actually seen the difference. That's very nice that you have been able to perceive it. Sometimes the change happens and then you're not able to perceive, because change is happening all the time. um, it's our perception which lags behind. Okay, and with strengthening, for sure the change is happening. And now, how deep is our perception, how much is our perception? So this group has become strong for that. I don't even need to address that now. So there is a perception, intuition, insight. Let's deepen that further. Yeah, that's strong for deepening and improving with time. That's great. So, and you all are all open and ready for abundance, ready for receiving prosperity from all aspects of life, not just one aspect. Prosperity not just in, say, money, finances. We should be prosperous in relationships, we should be prosperous with our health. So it's really about just getting the best or highest. We hit our highest potential with all these things, right? So open, ready, receptive. Yeah, receptive goes a bit weak. So why aren't we receptive? um, okay, so as a group, it just becomes not too bad, but like, yeah, 25 to 30% still a material amount of non-receptivity, blocking of one's own prosperity. And that comes because of ancestral um, ancestors giving such experiences to others, where they block off the abundance that was due to them. Okay, so resolve the experiences for the people who did not receive, who were grieving about it, or maybe angry, right? They're angry that they did not receive their due. Okay, so resolve those karmas for the ancestors. And the group here is strong for anyway giving other people's due. It's very important, because it's two-way, right? But the group is already strong for giving what other people deserve. Like, we are not going to step in and block anything that other people are going to receive. And the same way, we have cleared the path because of whatever ancestral actions in the past. So we have cleared the path for receiving as well. Okay, so without any hindrance, without any blocks, we want to just receive. Okay, so open, ready, receptive. That's strong. Now moving on, acknowledgement. So answers. So last time we had done strengthen the group for wrong answers, because many of you and as a group as a whole was connecting to wrong answers, because the experience of that is so much around us. But now it is connecting to the right answers. That is like, connecting to the higher self or inner guide that we have. And that's what we want. We want to keep strengthening that. And over the course of the next, all the membership calls that are upcoming, we will keep strengthening this. This is very important, because it's one's own inner guide which can sail us through all issues and problems, and give us the right guidance at that moment, right? We want that guide always with us, a companion who's going to look out for us, who's speaking in our interest, and who has a bird's eye view, so it can, kind of look into the whole situation and tell the best way forward. So we want to keep connecting to that intuition. So I do have a mentorship program. Just came to mind that, this is something that we do, like, say, for 3 months or so, depending on which life situation you're going through. It's your own guy in yourself, actually, but since the average person doesn't have the connection to the inner self, we do this mentorship program where you have like weekly calls with me, and we touch base. We say, "Oh, okay, so where are you now, and what is the issue?" And then we guide through that with the intuition. So you keep getting the idea. Oh, okay, so this is how one has to perceive things. We It's like having a manual for life, right? It's how to deal with life. You have a manual. So we do that. But anyway, so over this membership program, over a period of time, it keeps we connect you to your own intuition and insight and perception, so you get those right answers all the time, every time. Okay. And then once we are able to perceive and acknowledge the changes that are happening to us, and once we can connect to the answers, manifesting what we want is really something we don't even have to think of. It just happens. Okay. Manifestation, or getting the results, is an outcome. We do the right things and just be neutral, and the right things are just going to happen, right? So that's what we are strengthening for, and the group is currently strong. So let's see the next thing. Okay, this is again from last time to now. I see the nervous system is holding strong. We want the nervous system to be at ship shape, like, and whenever like we have these updates, right, software updates that come, and we have to update like that. If there is any upgradation required, we do, but as of now it's going on smoothly. So we'll check again if there's any upgrade required. We upgrade the nervous system, right? But as of now, super. So COVID, yes, we've done. And as a group, I just wanted to mention, for the last 2 weeks, I've been strengthening your umbilicus as a group, because the umbilicus was uh, a week for connections, as well as for activating all the nerves. There is a point below the navel, which is like, very important for the nervous system. Okay, so I've just been strengthening that point, which also brings in neutrality. So it's like, if the more and more neutral we are, it's like that switch gets switched on and all the nerves light up. We can imagine it like that, right? So we want to touch that point of neutrality, where and maintain it and maintain that state, so we light it up. Okay, but it's coming as strong. So that's something I've been working on, so that you feel more calm. The outcome would be, we don't know these things, what's happening inside, but the outcome is that you feel more calm, and more, what do you say, lesser thoughts coming in. Those are the outcomes one would feel, and it gets better and better as we go along. Okay, so today, further, the next thing we do for the group is to strengthen your internal dynamics. That is, uh, it's like if two people are interacting, the dynamics between them, we talk about that, right? So even in common parlance, so we want the dynamics between the people to be strong, between the two persons. And then if the two persons are interacting, they should be maintaining their boundaries strongly. So no one is going to infringe on the other one's space. And external dynamics, so the two as a unit are going to be strongly connecting to the external environment, so that the environment around them doesn't weaken. So if you think of it as like, a mother and child, for example, or a husband and wife, or a boss and an employee, whatever. So we don't want the other employees, for example, weakening this relationship. Okay. So the two, the boss and the employee, are strong for whatever environment, the company's organization's environment, or other subordinates or other peers, whoever. So that's external dynamics and external boundaries. Again, the unit of these two people, the boundaries are going to be strong with the external environment. So I'm just giving you like an example to envision. So this is what we're going to do for within the each one of you now, so that all the organs, all the cells and tissues and whatever is all going to be strongly connected to each other. Okay. So this brings about a lot of, first of all, vitality, because everything syncs, right? So you feel vital, more energetic, maybe you can observe and see through the day, and even the thoughts are more not so confused. It's clear, because once the physical is synced, it improves the mind as well. Okay, so let's do this. So you can close your eyes, and you put your attention up and down the spine. So putting your attention up and down the spine for the new members would be, go from your sacrum, up the lumbar, thorax, the cervical spine, and then go down. Cervical spine, thorax, lumbar, sacrum. So that's like going up and down. So we put our thought to this up and down a few times. So it's like a wave, like an electric wave going up and down, right? So you put the attention to your spine like this while repeating after me. Okay. So within my body, internal dynamics strong, internal boundaries strong, external dynamics strong, external boundaries strong, vertices, which gives definition to my profile, strong, evenness, all elements within my body are even with each other, strong, connect all elements individually and collectively to the physical intelligence. That intelligence which is making me breathe right now. Connect all elements individually and collectively to the physical intelligence, and the physical intelligence connects back to all the elements in the body. Strong. Okay, so that was great. So the group, I could see that energetically this was actually happening. So it would be good for you to participate on a conscious level and say this. Maybe you can record this clipping, this little part, and then you can just play it whenever you want and do it. So it helps you to align and realign anytime you want, right? Okay, so the next thing would be, I mean, I would like to explain this picture that I've put up today. I found this on the internet, and I love this because it's, if you see there around, this is the frequency chart of our um, profile. And if you see, if we are vibrating at around 250, I don't know the unit, whether it's megahertz or whatever, but if we are vibrating around 250, if you see there, there's neutrality. And the UN method is the basic tenet of it is neutrality. So that means we are vibrating at that level of that dark blue there, which is a fantastic thing, because if you see below that, right at the bottom, there's shame, then guilt, apathy. You don't feel anything, you don't care. That's apathy. So grief, fear, desire. Desire is good, but in balance, right? This desire here is where the balance is going. Okay, so anger, pride, again, it means where the ego comes in, right? Courage is already good. Yeah, we need courage, but that neutrality there, that's the point we hit upon every time when we are doing the UN method. Okay, so whenever we do sessions, whatever it is, it's that neutrality, and that's what is bringing about whatever changes you all have seen. I mean, you all have been with me for quite some time. Most of you have been with me for quite some time, and it is the changes you have seen. And why do you feel this works? It's because of that neutrality there. And then above that comes willingness, acceptance, and all that, the rest of it. You can go up to enlightenment. Okay, so that willingness and acceptance, we keep strengthening for it. But it's the person's choice that comes to play there. So you have to be willing and accepting, and then move on from that basis of neutrality, right? So that's why for some areas you all might have seen that you'll see results faster, and some areas it's like, okay, a few sessions and then you move on. It's because of that, the choice that we are making. So what is it that we want? Anyway, so I just wanted to show you all this chart because I love this, the neutrality being there, and it's something that we do. Anyway, so moving on, for the group today, there are two more pentagons I would like to do. One is false tools. So false tools are what we employ as a coping mechanism where things are not going our way. Basically, it's that, where it's not going our way, where it's getting too uncomfortable, we kind of bring in coping mechanisms to make ourselves feel good. We don't want to be in that false state of feeling good. We want to kind of remove the false state and then move to a more real sense of what's happening, and then kind of feel whatever you're feeling, you feel, and then resolve that feeling, rather than just covering it up. It's like putting the dust under the carpet rather than sweeping it and mopping it and cleaning up the space. You just like, it looks good, right? You cover, put it under the carpet. But we are we strengthen the group to remove all that, whatever muck was there under the carpet, and actually sweep it out. So the false tools, please close your eyes again and participate, putting your attention up and down the spine. Delete, suppression, delete, numbing, delete, lying to oneself, delete, shut down, switching off, right? Delete, forgetting, forgetting the lessons learned, and just going on with the same pattern because there is some comfort derived from that pattern. Delete, forgetting. And the last one, delete, denial. So these are very common English terms which you can easily follow through. So let's see, check. Yes, it's kind of, but it's not holding with time. Let's strengthen to time. and false tools for the group. Time is weakening around 25 times. So let's delete all the reasons and causes and effects for time to weaken. So it's more and more sustainable. It's more and more, what do you say? It just stays. Okay. The state of being in the real situation and not just coping with it. Okay. So, yeah. So it's strong for not deleting all the false tools. And but when I say face reality, reality weakens, truth is weakening. Okay, because once the curtain falls, right? So, or rather, the curtain opens in this case. So, we're revealing, right? We are revealing the truth by removing all these mechanisms that we have used in the past for covering up what we didn't want to see. Or maybe it's okay to see, but we thought it's bad, so it's wrong, or it's not good enough, or whatever. So we have covered it up with a curtain. So this is the great reveal, and there is a like a fear, anxiety, I would say, not fear. It's anxious because what is going to be the truth? Am I going to find out something about myself which is not going to be so great, palatable, right? So this is where the neutrality comes. Whatever path we have traveled, that's fine. I mean, um, we are if we are here at this time, at this place, we are here to resolve it. We are not here to further kick the can down the road. So we want to see what it is and deal with it. So let's make the group balanced and neutral to whatever the truth is, and remove any past negative experiences that we've had about revealing the truth. It could be, revealing the truth to other people and how they responded and reacted. Maybe they were angry, maybe they judged, but that doesn't matter. Here we are doing it with ourselves, right? Other people's judgment, criticism is their story. If they want to judge, it's their problem. And in fact, it is a problem. They have more people realize that judgment is not the way to go. It's better. But then for us, this is about being honest to yourself. So there's no one else there. It's you in the theater, and you're looking at the stage, and the curtain is opening up. No more false tools. And from now onwards, we're just going to see the truth for what it is. Truth. So connect strongly to the truth. So whatever is being revealed, let's strengthen internal dynamics, internal boundaries, external dynamics, external boundaries. All that is fine. What is okay. The truth itself. Now the problem is the truth itself is not clear. Okay, so I revealed and I'm waiting and I'm looking, and then I don't see what is there to see. It's kind of hazy, the picture, right? So that is weakening. I want to see something. Okay, so let's see. It's clarity. We want more clarity, clarity of the truth. So if I'm not all this, then what am I? So let's get strengthened for clarity at the spirit level. So even if it's that one aha moment, aha, that's true about me, or whatever, right? Or, oh, is it this way? Is it going to work this way? So whatever it is, some kind of a revelation or a personal aha moment, right? So let's strengthen for the group to get that aha moment, that experience of discovering something. Um, it's exhilarating, actually, and we want more and more of these discoveries to kind of pile up, and it becomes like almost a norm. It's not going to be once in a blue moon. We keep on getting these discoveries, making these discoveries about ourselves, about life, or whatever, and then the path becomes clearer and clearer and clearer, and it's like, of course, this was always the way it was, and how come I didn't see it? It's so obvious, right? So Ah, and then let's not get weakened from the outside influences, because I mean we've been there, right? So there is a kind of a resonance when other people are feeling confused and they are using false tools to cope. So then we want to remove that resonance. It's like as if the story never happened to you, then it is, you're not going to resonate with other people's weaknesses now. So that's where the boundaries and vertices come to play. So when I say vertices, it's about having a well defined profile, a robust profile. Okay, so that it is like a strong fortress, not going to just get impregnated by anyone, willy nilly, like, whatsoever, just come in. Oh, yeah, let this person in, let that person in. No, we choose who should, what should come in and what should not come in. And the profile automatically chooses that. Okay, so strengthening further for outside influences. Okay, but outside influences, when it is family or extended family, it's that much closer, right? So let's strengthen for extended family members, in this case for the group. So their thought processes, and in fact we are so strong that they get influenced. Hey, is this how we should be? So they get influenced, let's do it that way, and they improve. Okay, so once extended family members are strengthened, the group is not so shaky. It can maintain better the balance and see the truth, and um, just keep to it. I mean, this is the only way you can actually find the truth, by going on looking for it, right? You just see, oh, it is there. It's just that my eyes have to get clearer, right? So let's improve the perception, intuition, insight. That's strong actually, but what is coming in the way is like tainting the glass is the mind. So let's strengthen the mind to, it's almost like the mind is infested. You know how an infestation is, all pussy and everything. It's coming from likes, dislikes, what's best, what's not best, that lack of neutrality, the experience there. So the let's kind of I mean resolve, it's like resolve that lack of neutrality there. We put some antibiotics and whatever to kind of clear the mind of its and then what happens is, it's like the glasses are not tainted. You can just clearly see with your eyes. We don't even need glasses, maybe it comes in time. So um, that's strong now. Okay, and um, moving on now to individual requests. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this person here has multiple presentations, okay, which the mother would like to resolve. But the main weakness is coming from the pelvic region. So let's strengthen the pelvis to be clear, not so, what do you say? It's congested, kind of congested. Yeah. So let's strengthen the lymphatic system to drain out whatever accumulations are there, and connect it strongly to the rest of the body, pelvis to the rest of the body, rest of the body to pelvis, and somehow support the pelvis. It's like the pelvis is supporting the whole body in a way, right? So the pelvis is I mean, the hip bone or whatever, that region is supporting the rest of the body, but it's like the rest of the body is saying, oh, you're not mine. I'm not going to support you now. that's no deal, right? So we have to go two-way. The bottom part of the body is supporting the pelvis, but the top of the body is almost rejecting it and saying, "You're not mine." Um, let's see that this connection is coming from, okay, other people's experiences, and whatever led them to disconnect from the bottom part, from the pelvis specifically. Okay, so separated, like, their experiences are separate from this person's, and then to actually see the change or manifest the correction, there is a weakness, because there's a split personality here. Okay, so resolving that split personality, and then it becomes kind of fused. Okay, so it's like unified. The whole body supports the pelvis supports the whole body, and that evenness should be there. I mean, we don't even have to talk about support and all that if you're even, right? It's like, I don't have to say, if there is a mosquito sitting on your right hand, please move and squash the mosquito or something. It's such an automatic reaction, right? We just feel a sting and we immediately go, you know a slap on that spot. So that's how it is. That's how automatic our responses of support should be for actually anything and everything. But in this case, this person's body itself is not accepting some parts. Okay, so um, for sure, then, there are multiple, what do you say, presentations coming out of this situation. So, okay, so that's better. The integration and evenness, pelvis to body, body to pelvis. Okay, so that's better. Now, the next one was about the mind, and that has got actually addressed, because what we did towards the end about likes and dislikes, the neutrality there, it's got addressed. This elderly lady has restriction in movement. Okay, so delete the spirit level weaknesses for movement restrictions. So basically, we all want to move and be feeling free to do what we want, right? And the best part is, you do what you want and you get rewarded for it. So let's strengthen the whole group. And whether I mention it or not, when we are strengthening one person, the old timers would know, when we are strengthening one person, the whole group is getting strengthened. If and even your families, in fact. So where there is a resonating weakness, it will get strengthened. So in this case, the group is also having this weakness to some different gradations. The movement, so everyone feels to some extent or the other that movement is restricted. So let's strengthen for movement as a group. And this is the exciting part, where 2 plus 2 can become 5. So when a group is getting strong as a whole, the individual feels a huge shift in that area. So the group, okay, from, let's see, there's a block for uh, getting to manifest or to see the results. What is the block? The block would be at the spirit level. Okay, so resolve that block, remove that block, eliminate, delete, and send it to black holes, like Dr. Johan says. So it's like a major detox, which kind of gets vacuumed out. All the waste and unwanted stuff gets vacuumed out to black holes. It doesn't come back. Okay. Okay. So then we see, check again the movement. Okay, so everyone feels a relief and more space. I can move better. Okay, so maybe you can try and see whether it is metaphorically or physically, whether you all can move better. Yeah, that's something for you all to observe. Okay, then, okay. So again, there is a mother for the son, a young adult. His focus has improved. That's great. Sleep is disturbed. Okay, the word sudden, his sleep is disturbed for a sudden period. So that sudden is weakening actually. So it's not about the sleep, it's not about 20-30 minutes, it's not about energy being low, it's about the suddenness. So if there's something's that going to happen suddenly without warning, it weakens him. So you can ask him that if you don't know already, as a mother, of course, you would know, right? So if there is something that's going to happen suddenly, it weakens him because his response system is not geared up for it. So let's build the response system to be in place. It's like having an army well trained every day. You don't start training them only when the war comes, right? Oh, the enemies outside the fort, let's train. It's not that. So it's going to be an ongoing rigorous training, and what do you say, simulating different circumstances, and that preparedness, we want that preparedness within us. And of course the whole group can benefit from this as well. So this boy, we just strengthened him for that preparedness. So nothing is sudden. I'm being prepared for every which eventuality. So there is nothing sudden, nothing can take me by surprise. I'm just going to take out that apt response from within me and give it out in this circumstance, right? So okay, his body, I don't understand this, towards the end of the day when he wakes up, he sleeps during the day, or what is it? Anyway, his body is okay. So as you move on, sending the request itself will change, because the more you all are on the program and you'll get fine-tuned, the sentences or the requests become more crisp and to the point, and you use the just the right amount of words. And that means you're getting closer and closer to resolution. Okay, so when we write in paragraphs and write a story, we think we are covering a lot of ground, but the thing is that means there is that much confusion in the mind as to what exactly I want. So the more we kind of get crisp with our communication, the closer we are to resolving that issue. Okay, so here the main thing was about the aches when he wakes up. So let's delete the experiences while sleeping. Okay, so experiences while sleeping, and the relationship to the room. The room itself is fine. I know there were problems with and problems in the sense the energy of the room, but all that is resolved now. But the past experiences of not having um, uh, a nice experience of the room is still lingering. So it's more like just strengthen the relationship with the room and forget the past. Past was past, it's gone away. And delete the memories, and you start relating to everything in the room and the anything in the environment. You strongly connect, and it was just the past, it wasn't anything right now. So and the sleep time experiences. So sleep time experiences. So the time that he sleeps weakens him. It's not about any specific time of the day. It's more like any time he spends on sleep is like he feels guilty about it. Okay, so he'd rather not sleep, but then he sleeps, and he wakes up by punishing himself for sleeping with aches and pains, and his body is not feeling good, right? So let's remove the guilt from sleeping. We all need that much sleep, and it's not that this particular boy is he oversleeping? No, it's fine. It's more like a judgment of the amount of time he sleeps. So remove that judgment from. It should be a natural process, like the tigers and the elephants or something don't think I should sleep only this much. How much time should I sleep? We check Google, right? Well, you should be knowing, your body should know how much it needs for that day, that time. It's so dynamic. We can't have thumb rules for anything, actually. So sleep 8 hours is all. I mean, we don't, this group doesn't tune into that kind of information. We go by what we need at that time and don't judge it with any kind of yardstick, right? Okay, so basically removing the deleting the mind from his day-to-day actions and sleeping especially, so that when he sleeps. When he gets up, he's on, like, ready to go from the first instant. Okay, that's much better. So the guilt is much subsided. Okay. Yeah, so the other things don't come up as weak. Now let's move on. Um, this lady would like for mental, physical health, all that is not coming as weaknesses. Right hand weakness. Okay, so the hand, it's not about right or left, but the hand itself is weak for elimination. So let's strengthen, because all our fingers are actually like exit portals. They eliminate waist, so toes, fingers, around the armpits, and I mean there are a lot of exit portals, not just the ones we know about, the urinary tract and or the anus. There are many other exit portals. Hand, this person's hand is blocked. The right hand is blocked. So the hand. Let's see where that weakness is coming from. It's not really physical. It's other lifetimes and chopping off people's hands. Okay. I mean, we've all done such wonderful, wonderfully gory stuff. So each one's, we can pick out stories like this for everyone. So chopping off other people's hands. Okay, resolve that there, and then the flow to the hand is much more even, and the fingers are opened up, and the exit portals in the fingers are opened up. So all the fingers, let's check if all the fingers are even. No. So there, between the palm and the fingers there's unevenness, and between the fingers there's unevenness as well. So put all of them together, the unevenness is around 13 different unevenness, and intensity is around 50 times. Okay, so resolve the unevenness there. So let's strengthen exit portals for all the group members, um, especially the reproductive system, the exit portal there, and the excretory one, right? The anus, rectum, that part. So let's strengthen for the whole group exit portals. Strong. Okay. Okay, so hand. Okay, of all the other things that you mentioned, The fears is the root cause. Okay, so the fears are kind of bringing on the rest of the symptoms that you talk about. Let's see, fears are the kind of fears, or fear of how many things is like 8 different things, and the level of fear is quite intense. It's like 1 trillion times. Okay, so that it's a lot of fear. Coming from where? It's a lot of spiritual fears, that is at the spirit level, and fear of fear of going wrong. All this is at the spirit level. So fear of going wrong, fear of someone else harming me, so someone else harming me, some fear of going wrong. These are the kind of fears. Um, so it's like I can be victimized anytime the other person wishes to. That we're giving the power away, right? So it's very intense, the fear. And we've named 2 fears, so there are 6 other such fears, and the intensity is huge. Let's remove that at the spirit level. So it's not coming from the mind or anything to do with this lifetime. It's other spaces, other times. So let's delete and, like I said, vacuum out all those fears to a place of no return, like it doesn't come back. Okay, now check. All aspects of life are even with each other, and we are even with it, and we connect strongly. And the main thing is, because of the fears, you're not taking charge. So because, like I said, if we give the power to other people or other circumstances, or something beyond me, how do I take charge? I mean, I don't know what to take charge of, right? Then so to get back the power, nothing or no one outside can decide how I will be. It's completely my own. So I take charge more and more. So here, even a 10% increase in taking charge is blocked. So we improve that, we remove the blocks there, and activate the coccyx and the tail brain. Yeah, the tail brain. So as monkeys, we would have all had tails, and that is missing now, but there is a tail brain, which is very crucial. So in fact, the whole central nervous system, brain, the spinal cord, the tail brain, the coccyx, and the cerebrospinal fluid, and the meninges, and so all those things, the sheath there, right? So everything is very important. It's like the motherboard. We want all the elements to be strong and even with each other. So here the tail brain is going weak. um, Okay, so strengthen the tail brain, and that actually will help with the fears as well. So the fears are not there. Check now, but there is a shadow of the fears, an echo of the fears, or like, and the fears are gone, but it's left an imprint kind of thing. So we want to remove that, and remove it from the nervous system, especially. Okay, so that feels better. And if I check for taking charge, so the whole group again, take charge. We want to take charge, and we don't give the power to anything or anyone outside of us for to create the life we want. Okay, so it's all up to us, and it's entirely with us, whether we realize it or not. Okay, so 10, 20, 30, yeah, it's strong for improving. um, to 100% and even beyond 100%, because we think 100% is like the ultimate, but that 100% itself is moving. So at this present moment, my 100% might be at level A, but if as I expand and grow, the 100%, the size of the pie available becomes more, so it goes to level B. So it's like that. So we want to be strong for going even beyond 100% to infinite potential, right? So strong for taking charge. And the tail brain needs a little more monitoring. Let's kind of put a formula so it keeps happening through the week, and it improves further and further, not through the week, even beyond that. So it's a continuous improvement process. Okay. Okay, anxiety, not able to sleep at night. So we've strengthened quite a bit for this, and it's anxiety and all that, sleeping, all that is fine. Night is weakening. Night is not even as day. Day is strong, strongly connecting to day, but not the night. There is karmas there around nighttime activities. So nighttime, my like burgling a house at night, or those kind of karmas which is like connected to night. So let's remove that weakness, resolve the karmas there, the experiences of people there, and strengthen to night. So strengthen tonight. Night, it's better, but not completely strong, because of the experiences of not sleeping in the night for now a few months, uh, 3 months, to be exact, actually. Uh, because maybe other times it was still okay, but for the past 3 months, this person's trying to sleep in the night and cannot. So that having tried and not got something that you want, that is weakening. So delete that. I mean, we it's a process of doing the next right thing. It's the process of doing the next right thing. So it keeps moving on and building up, right? So you have moved a long way from where you are, and now we continue to take the right steps. And yeah, so we delete those experiences of not, that shouldn't weaken us for sleeping right now, because you're strong for sleeping right now in the night. But just because I didn't sleep yesterday doesn't shouldn't be affecting how I sleep today. So that's what we do. We remove that experiences of the past, the negative experiences. Okay. That's strong now. And then okay, so this person, the WBC is slightly high. WBC being high by itself is not a weakness, but having seen that report that the WBC is high, the person is getting weakened because losing balance there. The fear comes in, not just for, not for herself, but for the fetus, right? So to get that balance and not connect to reports. Okay, here we are going to go, and it's very, very slightly high, the WBC. So let's see, we connect to the right answers, and then we don't have to be in a state of, confusion as to whether it's okay or not okay. That confusion causes us to lose balance, right? So we just know what it is, why is it there, and that's it. We move on. We don't have to feel fear, right? So WBC, it by itself is okay. Infection, not really. But what is coming as weak is the urinary system. So let's strengthen the bladder flow. And this is thinking too much affects the bladder flow in a way. It's like, if you get I don't want to use the term. It's like if we get angry with someone, what do we say? So it's like uh, a slightly frust- frustrating thoughts, and being frustrated with people thinking on those lines. The bladder flow has got slightly compromised because of that. So not a big deal actually. So we just strengthen the bladder flow further. And I mean, you have improved a lot about this frustrated kind of thinking. It's, I would say now that a percentage is like 15%. Okay, so just a little more to go before we hit that point where you see, oh, if I do this, then I get the work done, or that kind of a aha thing. So sooner rather than later, we get that point of balance where we know exactly what I do to get what I want. So then we don't waste time on thoughts and thinking or frustration. All these is it's in a way like draining my energy as well as wasting my time, right? Okay, so get that bladder thing going properly, and then the kidneys as well, 5, 10%, because the adrenals are also overworked with that kind of stress, right? So let's delete all the effects of that kind of stress level or tension or whatever. So the adrenals, calm them down, the cortisol production 10, 20, 30, 40%. So delete that. It's kind of, it makes the body acidic, right? So we don't want that. It has to be in an alkaline state. The more alkaline the better, of course with a balance, but this is way too acidic. So let's strengthen all the all the cells in the body. Okay, so all the cells in the body to get more alkaline, remove that acidity. The thinking is going down more and more by the day. That's good. And so we get that adrenals to calm down. In fact, the more calm, the better, because that's when we are at our best. So calm down. The kidneys also get to a balance, and then the bladder is fine. So then there is this WBC is just indicating the slight thing in the urinary thing. So nothing to lose balance about, right? So whatever is the issue, we just strengthen in a balanced way. So, and thyroid. Okay, you mentioned thyroid, but really thyroid is no longer weak for you. You have yourself said it's becoming much lower than before. That's good because it's on a downward trend. So it's already got the idea and it's working out. The body is working it out. But thyroid for the group is weak. Now, if I see 5, 10, 15, 20% weak for the hormone, it's not about the production of the hormone. um, Distribution, elimination is also fine. It's the absorption. So let's see. It would translate in a metaphorical way to, i I'm giving something to everybody. I have my own expression. I have something to offer, but I'm not getting rewarded for it. I'm not getting acknowledged. I'm not getting um, appreciated. Okay, so there's a level of that for everyone. So let's just check. I mean, everyone in the sense group as a whole. So maybe there are 4 of you who are strong and do not have this, but your family members can benefit because the family members are weak for that as well. So let's get that absorption to become strong. So the thyroid gland is it's functioning properly, it's distributing, and it's getting absorbed by the body, and whatever excess is going to get eliminated. So that's strong for the group as a whole, and we will strengthen that for family members. Okay, so we and the immediate family is always our, it's part of us, right? So let's strengthen the family members as well. So there is 20 odd weaknesses there. Okay, so that's nice. And then here's one more. So for job security, actually that part, and then the second point about having rather than looking for a role, I like that actually, because rather than looking for a role as in, a kind of a designation, you're more thinking along the lines of how I contribute, right? So what is my value addition? So what would I like to do? I really like that shift, and I'm happy you're feeling that shift. It's the way to look at things. It's even yesterday I was reading this person's what do you call it, it was an interview, and the person was saying that his master, or uh, mentor, his mentor was saying this. I'll just, yeah, okay, so I'm just reading that out to you because it's so apt. This is Jim Collins, and he's saying, you spend too much time thinking about if you will be successful. It's the wrong question. The question is how to be useful. And that was the last thing Peter Drucker said that day. So this is Jim Collins, and he's talking about Peter Drucker. And Peter Drucker is saying, and he's a management guru. He's a self improvement guru, and he has said the question is not about whether you'll be successful. The question is how useful can you be? How can I be useful? Right. So this is really wonderful, and you've got it right with that shift in perspective. That's wonderful. So really, once you have got that perspective, you'll get it. Your mind is going to start working on it and saying, okay, where is my value addition? Okay, so of all the things you've mentioned, the weakness is coming from making an impact weakens you. It's like a physical impact. Literally translates to that a physical impact would hurt you, right? So I mean, you want to make an impact on someone, but if by making an impact you also get impacted, and it's kind of getting a negative connotation to that. Okay, so let's remove that negative connotation to the word impact that the mind has made, the spirit has made actually. And let's remove all the negative experiences of impacts. And what we need is, maybe you can rephrase the term as, how do I value add and get rewarded, right? That's what we want. We want to value add to someone, add value to someone. And the more value I add, the more that person is going to uh, feel thankful and would actually want to reward you. Like he's eager to reward you. He's so overcome or impacted, but in a very good way, right? Impact can get both negative and positive, but value addition is just purely talking about that. So value addition, and then you get rightly rewarded. Let's strengthen you for value addition. You're strong for it, except the physical, uh, the nerves, the peripheral nervous system is not so well connected. that is the messages, the messaging channels from the central nervous system to all the parts and then back. So we want that messaging system, both the hardware and the software or whatever there, to be very strong. Let's strengthen that. And for your nervous system itself to, it's strong, but to be even within itself. For this to happen, the unevenness is like 100 different unevenness within the central nervous system, and the intensity is also quite high. So let's delete that unevenness there, so that it is, even if we have 10 good things, we have to have it all evened out. Otherwise, 10 good things can cause us misery because it's all pulling us in different directions. So like a great family and a great career and a great whatever, health, whatever, but everything should kind of be integrated and evened out. Otherwise, the career is pulling me in one direction, the great family is pulling me in another direction, right? So that we don't want that. So within the nervous system, it was like that. Everything is fine, but it's no, in a way, pulling in different directions. It's conflicted. Okay, so we do that, and this again would be like a formula to download, and then it kind of unfolds more and more through the next 5 6 days. Okay, so the central nervous system gets more and more even through the week. Okay, and then I check value addition is very strong, and getting rewarded or acknowledged was never an issue in the past year, I would say. So in the past year, that part has gone. It's got strengthened. So that is not the point. This is more like this value addition, and that shift you have made is amazing. Okay, so about how you look at it. Okay, so. Um, yeah, to wind up, I'm strengthening the group to hold all these corrections over time, over space, depend no triggers or issues, right? And we choose strongly, so to keep on track, because like I said, like I showed in this picture, we get you to that neutrality, and then that willingness and acceptance, or the direction you go is your choice. Okay, so if I'm going to be directed, like the last example was very good, because this person who was trying to actually look for a better role is now saying how better I can contribute. Now that's a shift in direction, and that's going to give certain results, right? So that choice is always an individual's choice. And if you say, you know, um, I want to serve versus I want to get something, there is a difference, right? So it's not like everybody has to serve or something. It's not that. But I'm saying that choices have to be strong, and we may not even know which is a strong choice and which is a weak choice. So that's why we are strengthening you to know which is the strong choice to make, so it leads you to further growth. And so it's going to be supportive choices. There are no right or wrong choices. It's just choices which are supportive for your growth and the other set. Okay, so we want choices that are supportive for the growth. So let's strengthen you for, as a group, for choices, not to get weakened by what choices other people are making, right? They might seem smart in a limited perspective or whatever. So not to get diverted with other people's choices. You choose what's good for you in your growth, inner growth, as well as it's the win-win way to go. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Have a great week. We'll meet again soon. The fourth Thursday, we will be meeting again. And please send the feedbacks. Feel free. you can email me or WhatsApp me or feedback, and then we can process it further. So you can say, oh wow, this has improved and it's completely gone. That's fine. There is no. Sometimes we think if we don't add a but to it, I'm not getting a good deal, but it is not true. When you acknowledge the truth, right? Whatever is the truth, just state the truth. There is no need to get the mind in, and you're strong for that. So you just state the truth, and just by connecting to the truth every time, we get more and more abundance. All right. All the very best. Stay strong. Bye.